Hello and welcome to AM Guitar. Today I'm really excited to be looking at the orange Terra stamp. I have always been a huge fan of orange amps. I have never owned one, however, because I have never been in a position really to afford one. And through various twists of circumstance, I've always used combo amps that were inexpensive. And even though I could have got a tiny Terra, I didn't really want to have a small head and a small cabinet, always preferring the combos. However, the moment I saw the Terra stamp, I immediately wanted it because it fitted into a space that was so perfect for my needs, potentially. So what is it? It is a Class B valve amp, or valve preamp, with a solid state power amp. So there's a single 12AX7 valve in there, or tube, that powers the preamp, and then there is a 20-watt power amp which goes out to 3 different outputs. It can go out to a cab with 8 or 16 ohm. It can go to headphones with built-in cab sim, or it can be used as you can use the effects loop as a line out, the send from the effects loop as a line out, for direct recording, or in my case, using it as a dirt pedal, but more on that in a second. It also has a full effects loop, so the send and return. It has a little foot switch to switch between 2 different volumes. It has the it's kind of the tone control that I kind of never remember what it's called, but it's one with basically you can go from kind of nice open marshally sounds to really scooped messer sounds, but all with that orange twist, no pun intended. And then a gain control that takes it from clean to insane quite quickly. And as you can see, next to my little Boss DS1, it is tiny. You know, it's a really small little unit, but packs an awful lot of punch. Now, most of the reviews you'll have seen of this have been using it to power a cab. I'm using it to power 2 things. One, it's gone into the front of my Boss Katana on the clean channel, where the line out is basically making it act like a preamp, a dirt pedal almost. And then it's also going through the cab simulated headphones. I've mic'd up. Now, the way I've got this set up is a bit different to standard reviews you'd have seen of this, where people are using it to power a cab and then micing the cab. What I've got is 2 outputs going from it. I've got one going straight into the clean channel on my Boss Katana, so the line out from this, and I've got the Katana mic'd up. So essentially this is acting like a valve-based dirt pedal, which is how I've been using it. And then I've also got the headphone socket, the cab simulates stated. Then I've also got the headphone socket plugged straight into my audio interface. So you get like the cab sim directly recorded. And the idea is I wanted just to see how they differed, what sounded right, what didn't sound right, but just to show it off in a slightly different way. On my pedal board, this is actually at the end of the signal chain and gets plugged into whatever amp I have available or into a PA, depending on what my needs are. So the line out will go straight into the front of the clean amp. Well, actually, no, it won't. It'll go into a delay pedal, then a reverb pedal, and then into the amp, or the effects loop will get closed and the cab simulated headphone socket will go straight out to a PA. So very, very flexible. That's enough talking though. Let's hear what it sounds like. So the first thing you'll hear is the cab sim. The second thing you'll hear is the mic'd up amp. Using my Jackson Monarch on the bridge pickup, this is kind of, sorry, actually no, on the neck pickup, this is a kind of clean sound, cab sim, and then mics. Now I am going to play with the tone control first. So I'm going to wind it all the way towards the kind of the looser side. That kind of plays around with the mids quite a lot. Now, whilst I'm still kind of going clean, let's see what it sounds like with a pedal going through it. So I've got my trusty old DS1, and pedals pretty well. But you don't tend, unless you're me, to get an orange amp for the clean channels. So let's just wind the volume down a little bit. I'm going to wind it all the way down. I'm going to turn the gain up. There's quite a lot of gain on that. Now then, the other thing this has, like I said, is this dual channel kind of thing. So ooh, that's clipping nicely. Now, I didn't see the point of that until I was trying to use it in the studio, and I suddenly realised that boost pedals that were in my normal signal chain were just hitting the front of a preamp and not really boosting much. So having the separate volume control allowed me to then use that as a solo boost, which is really cool. The other thing is, if you want to quickly change between having high gain and low gain, you can use that, so you only have to control one setting. So because the works like a real amp, all these interact quite a lot. So if I start turning up, on the first channel, I start turning up the gain, the volume starts going up. So I'm watching the clipping. So if you want to be able to go from clean to dirty between songs without having to faff around with volumes as well, what you can do is set volume 1 for clean, and then volume 2 for dirt. And then you can kind of balance the volumes a bit without only having to change one of the volumes. So there's lots of different ways you can use it. And of course, being a real tube amp, it cleans up really nicely. So if we get to kind of a, I don't know, there's that unmistakable kind of orange, it's almost like a fuzz, highly compressed, just such aggressive kind of distortion, but cleans up really well. So yeah, magic, use it. But for me, like I said, having this sat in front of an amp as a dirt pedal with a bit of tweaking on the amp works really nicely. Being able to direct record with the cab sim's really cool as well. And also, if you don't want to do that, and you don't like the cab sim that's built in, you can direct record with the line out into your audio interface, then use an IR. So plenty of flexibility, teeny tiny package that doesn't get too hot, and just a fabulous little bit of kit. If you're interested in getting your hands on some orange kind of tones and you don't want to have to spend a fortune, or you don't want a tiny Terra head or something, for 150 quid, this is one of the best bits of kit I've seen in a long time, and I can wholly recommend it. So what kind of uses can you see for this sort of a pedal? Have you got something similar? Have you got a tube preamp pedal that you think sounds better than this? Remembering that you'll get these nice sort of clear, slightly grimy, if you want to, cleans, all the way up to proper heavy sounds just from this pedal. What have you used? Have you got one of these yet? Have you enjoyed it so far? Have you found any problems with it? Let me know. Start the conversation in the comments. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Cheers.